Amy White from Worthy Written Words. Today we are going to be in the Old Testament for this kit in Daniel chapter 3 verses 23 through 25. The very first thing that we're going to do is we are going to be tracing our dumpster fire traceable onto the bottom right corner of the page. And to do this, I have taped it to the page itself to keep it from moving around while I'm working on it, just with a little piece of washi tape. And I'm using a light board that I got on Amazon. I'll put the link below in the product description. If you don't have a light board and don't want to get a light board, you can always use an iPad tablet if you have one, or even your cell phone would work. And you just have it underneath the page so that you can see through. And I'm using a pencil to just go ahead and trace every line on here. The darker you can make your room, the easier it will be to see. I have like my blinds shut, for example, to make the room, and all the lights turned off to make it darker. Before you start coloring in after you're done tracing, I did that. I decided to go over all of my pencil lines again, but this time using a black gel pen. And so this would be the next step before you start coloring. And I'm just using a regular black gel pen from Sakura. You could use a ballpoint pen if you don't have one of these and you don't want to get one of these. Really, any sort of black pen or thin marker will work. And I'm just filling in some of the shadow work down at the bottom around the dumpster fire, just like it looks like on the traceable. I'm just filling that in with the black pen. When you're done outlining it in the black pen, then use the gum eraser that's in your kit, not the red end of your pencil, but the little square eraser, and erase all the pencil marks off from underneath your page. If you use the red eraser, you might end up getting some red streaks that won't come off your page, so it's always better to use one of those kind of erasers instead when you can. Now I'm just using some colored pencils, and I'm using a dark green one, and I'm going to fill in the dumpster fire base with a dark green. I don't really get much into any sort of technical aspects of drawing. I am just keeping it fairly basic. When it comes to coloring the flames of the dumpster fire, the process that I'm doing is I'm using a red, a yellow, and an orange colored pencil, and I'm doing the inner parts of the flames the yellow, the middle parts of the flames orange, and the outer parts of the flames red. Now I take these word stickers and I'm going to cut them out so that I can play around with them in the footnotes and see how I want to line them up. If you want to just put them where I put them, you don't have to do this step. Using a scrap piece of paper, I'm going to cover up the dumpster fire and the word stickers so that they don't get the paint splatter on them. I just want the paint splatter to go above the flames. I'm going to use the orange paint from the kit and I'm going to add some water to it to just water it down so that it's more of a liquid. And then using a flat paintbrush, I'm going to get some of that watery stuff on. And I'm just using a scrap piece of paper here just to make sure that it's the consistency that I want before I put it on my page underneath, so I don't get huge globs that I don't want. So that's, I guess, a tip you could try. And then when I have it how I want it, then I go ahead and I'm just tapping the page until I have enough of the paint splatters. If so, these ones are kind of big, and I want some more littler ones in there. So now I'm using my finger and fanning the bristles, and that's going to get me smaller. It's kind of hard to see here, but it's getting me some smaller paint splatters in addition to the larger paint splatters. And I was having so much fun. I didn't want to stop, but I didn't want it to be too many because I feel like this looks like the fire is kind of rising up, and if you do too many, then it might just be too much. So keep that in mind. For some, more is more, and for some, less is more. So do what you think looks great, but that's what I chose to do. And now I'm using my heated tool to make sure it's all nice and dry before I move on. Now I'm going to use this black glaze pen from Sakura. It could be any sort of fine tip marker or pen will work. Just make sure it doesn't bleed through your page. And I am filling in the words fire with the stickers and the footnotes because I feel like it can be kind of hard to read the cutouts with the drawings underneath it. Now using a yellow and an orange mild liner highlighter, I am going to go in with the yellow first and highlight the first couple verses, and then I use the orange one to do the last verse. After I did this, I thought what I should have done to go with the flame theme was had the first verse red, second verse orange, third verse yellow. That would have probably been cool, but this is what I did. So you can do what you like. Any highlighter will work, but just make sure that it doesn't bleed through your page to the back side first. And as always, I will leave a link in the product description for these pens or highlighters. Now we're using a hot glue gun, and we are going to just put this on the back side of our cardstock raccoon and put him on some felt. Then we're going to cut that felt out, and then we're going to glue the paper clip to the small white piece of felt and attach that to the back of this raccoon so that we can slide it onto our page. And the last step I don't have video of, I apologize. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you put the tab label on the yellow tab, and then you attach that to the top of your page with just some craft tape and secure it in place with the two bits of washi tape samples that are in your kit, and then this kit will be done. I hope you had fun tracing and learning some new things today, and be sure that you subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all of our next video releases and page kits, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!